YouTube, what it be like? Get your boy Fo, and bro, we are back on that NBA Live 18. This is episode 5 of the best builds in NBA Live, and today we're gonna cover the hybrid wing. This is by far one of my favorite builds in the game. It's extremely versatile, and once you get everything unlocked for this player, you could play point guard, wing, or center, man. It's really cool to be that versatile. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. We're gonna take a look at the primary skills. Now, I will cover the height and the weight that I went with a little bit later in the video, so stick around for that. But I will tell you that I made my player 6'10". This is the only player out of all 4 wings that can be 6'10", so I wanted to take advantage of that. Now, you could always make this build 6'9" or 6'8" if you want to get some speed back, but I will say that, bro, you don't really need it as much. As long as you don't put too much weight on the player, he's not going to be as slow as you think, and you will be able to still move around. This player, when they made him, they wanted to make him more like a Giannis. He does play like that to an extent, but I do find that he plays a lot like Kevin Durant as well, minus the three-point shot, and I'll explain that here shortly. All right, so let's take a look at the primary skills. First of all, we want to take a look at rebounding. Rebounding on this player is crazy. He snags, bro. Now, I have him at 6'10", so it makes it even better, especially if I'm gonna get matched up against a center. That way I'm not getting destroyed on the glass. I got some height, I can get in there, get the rebound just the same. IQ plays a big part on your positioning to make sure you can anticipate where you need to be at to get the rebound as well. But you can make him 6'9", 6'10", get a little speed, get in there, move around. If you pair this player alongside another center that has maxed out rebounding, bro, what that does for your team is crazy in a 3v3, because I mean, bro, you get more second chances because there's a lot of missed shots in this game. But at the same time, the other team gets no second chances because y'all rebounded everything. So that's important. You win most games by controlling the glass, bro. And who gets more shot attempts? Remember that. So rebounding is extremely important. Now, we'll take a look at the dunk because I feel post moves and mid-range go together. Now, dunking with this player is maxed out. I shouldn't have to explain what you need to do with this player, bro. He's a pure slasher. He will get bodies, bro. The only players that you need to be cognizant of is gonna be rim protectors because of their signature ability. I still even try to body wing defenders, to be honest, even though they have a 93 block and they can get you, but you can body them up pretty good. But like rim protectors have a signature ability that decreases, like when they're near you, they decrease all of your like finishing at the rim, like your layup, your dunk, they decrease those attributes. So keep that in mind when you're playing against a rim protector. Those ones you want to be kind of a little bit smart and use your repertoire of moves that you have a little bit more. All right, now looking at the last 2 skills, you get mid-range and post moves, and this is where I feel like this player then becomes Kevin Durant, and I'm gonna explain how. All right, if you play with a hybrid wing and you make him like 6'9", 6'10", I would highly recommend that you go out and you find a center to play with when you play 3v3. The reason is because what's gonna happen a lot of the times is you're gonna get matched up against somebody that's created like a wing scorer to be like a 2 guard, so he's like 6'6", 6'5", or you're gonna run against a point guard sometimes, and as a result, bro, you can put them in the post. It's just like how Golden State played Houston in game 1. Houston likes to switch everything on defense, and every time Chris Paul got on KD just put him in the post, turn, shoot over the top of him, bucket. And it doesn't even really matter if it's him, bro. If it's Ariza, if it's PJ Tucker, he's just very tall. He can like post you up, spin off you, pull up in the mid-range, and his mid-range game was crazy, bro. And this player plays a lot like that if you take advantage of it, bro. You're gonna get matched up against people that are just shorter than you, and being able to turn and fade or step back and fade out of the post position is gonna give you, bro, it's just gonna be GG buckets, because these are gonna work together. All right. Secondary skills. All right. Oh yeah, last thing too. When you're playing in the mid-range, remember I've said this in other videos, but this player, it matters even more because you have a 93 dunk. When you're driving and dunking, bro, when you get the same lane to drive and dunk, drive, and then right before you get there, bro, just step back, pull a step back and shoot the ball. I promise you, they'll go right by you. You'll be wide open for a mid-range jumper. That works almost 100% of the time. Now let's talk about the secondary skills, all right? You got a choice between on-ball defense, layup, or inside shot. I went with on-ball defense and layup. On-ball defense is just hella important to have. I never would not pick that, to be honest, especially in this game where you can get broke so easily. But the inside shot, I don't find myself doing a lot of drop steps or things, or put myself in a position where I'm gonna be shooting inside shots very often. So I didn't feel like it was as significant as layup to me, because I do want to drive and try to catch bodies, and I'm not always gonna get a dunk animation. Sometimes I'll get a layup animation. All right. So that's my reasoning as to why I selected it. You can select whatever you want, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Everybody doesn't play the same. As you can see, I don't have these maxed out yet. I'm a 95 overall. I got 4 more levels before I'm maxed out, but I can get that knocked out hella easy. But as you can see how I work with, bro, I felt like all these were important, so I got these knocked out in terms of like order of progression and how I'm distributing my attribute points. I feel like you should try to get these maxed out as quickly as you can because they're all important. Try to get this up to at least a 75 at first, and then start working on getting it maxed out, and then you dunk most of the time. So I feel like I can work on this last. All right, that's just how I'm grinding this player myself personally. Do what you want. When we look at the traits on the player, bro, we're gonna be looking at the signature ability first. So locked in, finishing at the rim will grant a temporary boost to all defensive skills. This is extremely important when you have certain traits equipped. If you have like shot blocking equipped, and as you can see, I got mine bronze. I haven't really been grinding that, but if you get it to gold, it'll change the attribute to an 82, and having that signature ability will further increase that and just like give you better luck in terms of blocking shots in this game. It's hard to block shots in this game with low attributes, to be honest. And then the other thing is you can get steal. I don't have that at all. I hadn't been really grinding that at all or trying to get it. Best way to get those things are actually playing my league. It's hella easy to get steals, so I could probably play like a handful of my league games and get what's required. But you can also get boosted up to an 82 if you equip those, and that's when your signature ability is going to come into play if you have your shot blocking and still equipped. So definitely keep that in mind. But I like to play this player more offensive than anything. So post finesse, bro. This is so important to this player. Maximum boost to effectiveness of step backs, fades, up and unders, and hook shots. I do all of that shit except up and unders. I don't really do that, but step backs I love to use. Fades and hook shots, bro, for this player. So man, I'm telling you, having maxed out post moves and mid-range and having this trait on goal is just gonna make your player impossible to guard in the mid-range. It's just gonna be a problem even for centers. But if you get matched up on those little fucking guards, it's over with, bro. But then what I love about what they did with this player, because they want to make it a Giannis type player, they just came right back and gave you a dribbling attribute. Now, I do have to be a level 60 overall in order for me to get it all the way maxed out on goal. But once it turns gold, I'll have a 82 overall attribute. Now, I talked about this in the point shooter video, so I'll stop briefly to discuss it. But you can, just like you could glitch dunks onto a point shooter, you can glitch dribble animations onto a hybrid wing. What you need to do is create a wing score and then max his dribbling out all the way to a 93. Once you max it out all the way to a 93, any animations that you have unlocked for that wing score can now be equipped on your hybrid wing. Alright, so that's what you would want to do. So that way you are going to end up with an 82 dribbling as well. So now I can easily run the point, but I have all of the animation packages of the player that has a 93 dribble. Know what I mean? So that's going to be hella important as far as being able to do certain dribble moves that's going to get you around your defender. The next thing that you can get on this player is shooting off the dribble. And remember, we talked about those step backs. So once you get this up to goal, which I gotta be a level 60, I already got my drives to the goal, shots with timing. I'll get that by the time I get to a level 60. But that's gonna give me an 82 shooting off the dribble as well. So now those step backs in that mid-range game, you cannot guard me. There's no way for you to guard me. I'm either gonna body you or shoot in the mid-range, period. And this is an offensive monster, bro. And he's just really balanced. So next thing to look at is just a handful of traits. If you wanted to like make him a complete point guard, you could always do this. So I could go with dribbling, passing, and shooting off the dribble, and now I could be a 6'10" point guard, and I could play with two like another wing and another center if I wanted to. That's something that's dope. You get post defense, so that way if you get matched up against centers a lot, this is probably something you need to work on. Like I said before, I always run with a center, so I don't really need that as much. Open 2, you get a boost on, no touching. You could actually put this on if you're playing against somebody that likes to steal versus you a lot. I've actually got everything I need except the being a level 60 on this. Late release, y'all know what that is. Post repertoire. This is if you are, because everybody's different. This is if you're gonna have more post drives, drop steps, pro hops, spins. I really only do spins. I don't do drop steps with this player. I would do like something like that with a center, like a bigger player. So I like to maybe play a little bit more like Dirk than I actually would play like Shaq. This is like if you're gonna play like right up underneath the rim a lot with your player. So I don't know, to each his own, bro. It's just how y'all want to run it. Now this would be passing out of the post is gonna give the recipient a boost. So I can equip this too as well. And once I equip this, then like just say I'm playing with a point shooter. If I get in the post, and you could do this, you could actually be in the post destroying your defender, and then they're gonna try to double off you. You kick out to the point shooter, he get a max boost. So keep that in mind too. Relentless defender, y'all know what that do. Shot blocking, I already covered that. Statement dunker gives you a defensive boost to all teammates. That's something you might want to use. Windbreaker, if you're gonna be the point guard, you need this. If you're not the point guard, you can need that. You know, it depends. Alley-oop, catch and finish, corner 3. If you want to shoot, you could always put corner 3 and open 3 on, and that way now, really when you shooting the 3, you wide open in the corner, and you're gonna get boost. So then you can actually stretch out to the 3-point line. But I don't feel like that's really necessary on this player, to be completely honest. You're just wasting spots. If they gave you more slots over here, then I would do it. Pick and roll is something you might want to take advantage of as well. You can't get this quick recovery, so don't even try. If you think you can, you can't. Just because you can get your shooting off the dribble up to an 82, it's happening through a trait. It's not something that's built into your skills, so they don't allow it. I don't know why the game's broken like that. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and let's take a look at the height and the weight, and then we'll get out of here, man. I don't want to hold y'all too long. I don't know how long this video running, man. It's like 15 minutes, I bet. But bro, I try to make sure I'm giving y'all like a comprehensive guide, and I'm explaining like why or what I'm thinking when I'm creating this. This gives you a little bit more insight. I just always felt like when I'm looking at build guides on any game in particular, they don't cover the thought process as much. And I don't know. I feel like when I'm looking at build guys, I'm trying to get advice on why I need to make the player. You know what I mean? So hopefully I'm giving y'all a little bit of insight as to why I go with the things that I go with. As you can see, your contested shot is going to be a 72 overall. And your steal is a 68 overall unless you get it boosted up, and your 3 is a 60 overall. That's the reason why I said don't go with the traits for 3s. Just don't even really waste your time with that. It doesn't really make sense, especially when the player can abuse you every other way offensively. Your inside shot would be a 72. I find that is sufficient, so I really wouldn't worry about taking the inside shot. You see what everything else is for the most part. Your dribbling would be a 72 if you didn't put on the badge and get it up to an 8 goal. And what else? Your post defense is a 75. Your shot blocking is a 72. And okay, yeah, right here. So then my speed. So my speed is a 80 speed, which is hella dope. 75 strength. So this player is 6'10" with an 80 speed. So I made him 220 pounds. That is not the lowest weight. The lowest weight is 185. But what I found was that if you make your player the lowest weight, he will not get those blow-by animations where you push the player out of the way. That will just get you into the paint hella easy for you to body people. And you got a 93 dunk, and that is the main reason why I would just make 220 was what I found was the lowest weight that I could go, where I was still consistently always getting those animations to body somebody with, but I still was an 80 speed. Because I understand you not wanting to be in the 70s, but you can be an 80 speed still with a 6'10" player. So if you get matched up against a center, you're way faster and you can handle the ball, and then you're not too slow to handle the other wings or play defense against them. But anyway, that is the video. So like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well so you can know when we post. And as always, respect the OGs. Peace.